what does this have to do with being empathic, highly sensitive, being a people pleaser? Well, if we go back to the solar plexus, right? Our center of personal empowerment and our inner authority and our place of our gut instinct. If we have distortion where our center of personal power, instinct, and personal authority is, then we will not be able to fully speak our truth. So there is distortion that we have internalized, and we become unable to fully embody what is true to us and what is true, and how do we hold what is true to us? Well, that's through setting boundaries, through having a solid yes and a solid no. If I have distortion and I feel disempowered and I am afraid to be in my authenticity, then I will not have a strong no. I will not have a strong yes. And I will constantly manipulate my boundaries to appease the other in order to feel safe. Yeah. Hopefully this resonates with you, what I'm saying, but they are so tied together. And this can be distortion from any of the other chakras. But this, I'm speaking in the context of being highly sensitive and empathic and what it means to set boundaries. Is when we're leaking our personal power and we're bringing in constantly stuff that belongs to us, then we're going to speak from a place that we don't even really know fully where we're speaking from. Yeah. If I have taken on energy from other people to the point that I'm carrying stuff that I don't know what's mine, then I'm going to speak my existence from the place of other people's energy. Yeah. And not from my own. So, I hope this is resonating with you, and if this gave you some insight on how this is deeply connected, please, type in the comments, or if you had any aha moments about that. So, we're going to do one more exercise. And in a way, I'm going to help you all connect to your solar plexus through your exploring your throat. Yeah. So how are we going to do this today? Now, I've said, y'all probably heard me say this before. And I think this is where we hear a lot of preaching, but no practice. And if you have never been in a scenario where it felt safe to stand strong in your boundaries, it's going to be hard to maintain them, right? So it's not as simple as just being like, oh, just say no, because if it's scary for me to say no, I'm going to freeze up because something's telling me that it's not safe to do that. Yeah. So let's work on exploring how the word yes and no, because also we have a tendency to say yes a lot when we really want to say no. So I want to come from both ends of the spectrum. And I want you all to see how it truly feels in your body when you say yes and when you say no. So we're going to come back in, closing the eyes, feet planted firmly on the ground. And drawing our attention, again, if you want to put your hand over your solar plexus. And if you want to just kind of warm up your voice for a second with a gentle hum. And now, in your mind, I just want you to envision the word no. Envision the word no. And the more the picture of this word comes clear in your mind, notice if any place in your body is having a reaction to it. And the more you think of this word, N-O, no, I want you to bring that word from your mind all the way down into your solar plexus. See how it feels when we bring it down right behind where our hand is right now. Continuing to just envision that word no. And now we're going to take that word no and we're going to bring it all the way back up into the throat. And see how it feels in the throat. Still envisioning it. N-O, no in the throat. See if any sensations in the body change. See if your mouth, your throat, your neck have any kind of reaction to it. Envisioning no. And we're going to take a big deep breath in. And exhale. And when you're ready, we're going to start our throat hum, keeping this word no in the back of the mind. Once you start feeling comfortable with that hum, I want you to turn that hum into a humming no. All right. And no. And trying it again. No. And this time, as we take our no, speaking it more with conviction and simplicity. No. And again, no. And again, no. And repeating as much as you need. No, 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 no. All right. And opening the eyes. Okay. Let's take some time to write down anything that you noticed with that. How did the no feel from the time you simply envision it in your mind versus how did it feel when it was 2 inches above your navel in the solar plexus area? And then once you started speaking it, what kind of sensations came up? Did you feel any sense of fear? Did you feel closed off? Did it feel strained? Maybe it felt freaking good. It can be very difficult for us to say no. And I want you to write down in this moment, first thought, best thought. What was a time that you wish you had said no instead of yes? Or you wish you had said no instead of not saying anything at all? Sometimes our no is our ways of saying yes to ourselves. And when we don't speak that no, or we don't speak at all, we are not living in our true authenticity and our full power. Being unable to say no is releasing power. So anything that's coming up for you right now, I encourage you to write that down. And this is a great exercise that you can go back to, especially as you go along with this work. And even if it's a scenario at work, I know we don't always have time to just think this quick on our feet when we're under pressure. But if you are feeling pressured and you want to say no and you're scared to say no, I invite you to just pause, bring that no, and check into your solar plexus and really feel if that's what your body is telling you to say. If your body is telling you to say that, then that's exactly how you feel. And it'll make it easier to start vocalizing it. So let's move into yes. So sometimes we wish we would have said yes, but we're afraid to. And many times we get pressured into saying yes when it's really a no. When we don't say yes to things that we want out of guilt, we feel guilty for having desires, we miss out on a lot of shit in life. Yeah. And if we are unable to receive, if we're unable to say yes to what we need, if we're unable to say yes to ourselves and we're unable to receive, then we're not going to have anything to give back. So having a strong sense of yes is our receiving. Yeah. So let's do this one more time. Again, closing the eyes. And for this one, I want you to have the palms facing up, just resting on your knees. And taking a deep breath out, exhaling out your last no. And imagining the word yes. How does that show up when you think of the word yes? Is there any sense of dread or guilt that comes with yes? Any shame or longing? Or is there regret with yes? Noticing any sensations, keeping that envision of the word yes, Y-E-S. And again, we're going to bring that word yes, envision it coming all the way down, back into our solar plexus. You're welcome to put your hand back on the belly, on your core. Feeling that yes in your center. And I want you to think of something that would feel incredibly good to say yes to. If you could say yes without guilt or pressure, if you could deeply say yes because you truly desire to say yes. We say yes from a place of desire, not guilt or shame. A full desire, yes. Yes. What's something you would like to say yes to? Is it yourself? And bringing that yes all the way up, allowing the yes to come into the throat. Feeling that sensation of yes and desire. Desire from authenticity. And finding a gentle hum. And on your next hum, we will turn the hum into a yes. So, yes. And again, inhale. Yes. And starting to make it into just a simple yes. Saying yes as though it's something you truly want. Yes. And again, yes, 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 yes. Think of your fuck yes. Yes, yes. Say that as many times until you feel satisfied. Yes. Good. All right. Write down anything that you notice with your yes. Did it feel good to say yes from a place of desire? Or did your yes still feel like it was coming from a place of guilt and wasn't really coming from you and your true desire? Did it have any texture? Maybe it felt smoother and more fun. So, when we compare our no and our yes, I want you to kind of think about, how do my yes and my no currently feel on a daily basis? Especially after doing this exercise and noticing how they initially felt in your body to say. For those of us that are sensitive, people pleasers, empathics, coming from my experience, I had a fear of saying no. It felt scary to me and unsafe. And yeses would feel like they weren't from me and they weren't coming from my genuine desire. The yeses felt like I was kind of being forced to say yes. It felt forced. So that's where the distortion is to kind of bring everything back together. Our no should come from a place of empowerment and authority over ourselves. So my question for you, what does my no currently feel like? And what do I want my no to feel like as I move forward? Do I want my no to feel more empowered? Do I want to feel grounded in my no? Do I want my no to feel like a yes to myself? Do I want my no to feel safe? And then with your yes, what does my yes currently feel like? Does it feel like it's coming from a place of shame? Do I feel ashamed to have desires? Or does my yes not feel like my own? Does my yes feel obligated? Just think about anything that comes up that doesn't feel truthful to you. And what would I want my yes to feel like? And I mean, obviously, we want our yeses to feel like a fuck yes, right? It should be so clear to us what we want to say yes to, because we all have desires. We were put on this earth to have desires, and our desires are our own. And when we've surrendered to our free will to others, then we end up saying yes to things that we don't actually desire without realizing it, to the point that we think we might want something, but we really don't. So we really begin to refine and differentiate how we truly want a yes and a no to feel. So please continue exploring what these feel like for you. The more you explore this on your own, I encourage you to start embodying this when put in a scenario. It takes time, and it's going to be really uncomfortable practicing this in the real world. But we have to get grounded. The more we do it with ourselves and start changing these sensations and the place that they're coming from, the easier it gets to do when we're interacting with people. So if you have any aha moments or any questions, please exercise your throat chakra and put them up. Don't be afraid. And I'm here for you all, and I'll see you all in the next lesson.